going, guys? Bojo672 coming, guys, over here right now. So I want to go over Eagles preseason week 1 against the Titans. The Eagles lose 27-10. Okay, I want to go over the lineups quick. Before that, I want to say that no starters played in this game. Carson Wentz didn't play. Doug held him out, and the whole offense was pretty much not around. The whole starting offensive line not playing. Zach Ertz didn't play. Alshon Jeffrey, Nelson Aguilar, Malcolm Jenkins, Rodney McLeod, you name it, a lot of the starters didn't even play at all. So there was a lot more reps for these backup guys, for second, third, fourth string guys. There was a lot of reps for these young guys coming into this game today. Daeshon Jackson as well did not play. So I want to go over the lineups really quick and then go over what I've seen from this game. Jordan Howard started out as the running back. You had on the offensive line starting, you had Andre Dillard at left tackle, Matt Pryor at left guard, Stefan Wisniewski at center, Big V at right guard, and you had Jordan Mailata at right tackle. You had Anderson DEho and Blaine Countess as the safeties. You had Zach Brown, LJ Fort, Nate Gary as the linebackers. You had Sidney Jones, Rasul Douglas on the outside, and then Avonte Max was playing in the nickel spot. Isiah Ridgeway actually had a pretty good day. For the reps that he had in the game, he had like 2 pressures today, so he got some pressure. And this was a guy that we acquired from the draft. We traded a 6th-round pick. We went to the Colts and we acquired Isiah Ridgeway through the draft. And this was a player that an upcoming player that was supposed to be one of the starting guys for the Colts, and didn't really work out too much. But being in a new environment now, Isiah Ridgeway kind of felt his presence a little bit. It wasn't crazy amount. It wasn't a lot. It wasn't something that was like, oh my God. But he had some pressures. He's a little top heavy. He can't run after people. He can't chase down people like how Chris Long could and Fletcher Cox can. He really can't do that much. But the guy can get pressure, and that's all that matters. Anderson DEho, the safety, the time that he was in the game for a little bit on one series, he had 2 pass breakups. He came down, swatted the ball twice. Really good. Collided into one of the receivers and or the tight end, and knocked the ball loose. So it was nice. Anderson DEho is a vet. He's a good veteran presence. He came from the Minnesota Vikings as a free agent and did pretty damn good. That's what I expect from Anderson DEho. I never thought he was a bad player at all. I was very excited when we picked him up, the best safety free agent that we could have got, and we got him. So it was a very good day for him. The dark horse of this whole thing today was former 3rd-round pick Daeshon Hall, defensive end. Okay, he had 6 tackles and a sack. Okay, this guy was a monster at defensive end today. And you know what? Didn't really hear about him too much. I knew he was on the roster, but didn't really hear about him too much in training camp. And all of a sudden, this game, 6 tackles and a sack, he was beating guys up like it was nothing. Beating these tackles up like it was nothing. He is. He did a really good job, and if he keeps this up, he can really land one of these roster spots. We need a rotational defensive end. We need other guys to step up, and I said defensive end was important tonight because we need a young defensive end to step up in this rotation. This guy was giving pressure. This guy was giving pressure so easily that I think this guy, maybe could start, but you know what? It's only one preseason game. Daeshon Hall really showed what he got today, and this would be a total steal. Young guy, and we'll just see what he has to do. But this was he had a very good night tonight. Jordan Mailata played right tackle, which I was kind of surprised. Well, I'm not surprised because they're cross-training a lot of these offensive linemen, and he gave up a sack today. He's sick for a guy at 6'8", 350, man. If this guy just knows the logic of football because he's a former rugby star, this guy's going to be a beast, okay? Didn't really do great, not bad, but, he had a 50-50 day today. He was getting pushed around a little bit, but I think he had more of a problem when we were running to the right side and he would try to reach block and really just couldn't get his body around the guy. But when it comes to pass blocking and running blocks up the middle, Jordan Mailata did a pretty good job today. He's got some really violent hands when he gets on somebody, because from being a rugby star, you use your hands a lot. He's very strong. So I think he's gotten a lot better. And plus he started against, a starting caliber defense in the Titans. The Titans had their starters out for a little bit too. So that was an advantage that they had on us this game. The wide receiver, Markin Michel, a 75-yard touchdown from Nate Sudfeld going down the field. I was very happy that one of these receivers was going to get one today, and Marcus Michelle did it. He actually had pretty good separation on the safety or the DB, whoever that was. Did a really good job. Nate hit that ball on the money. It just missed the guy's hands, and Marcus Michelle caught that ball, and he just ran to the end zone, and it was very exciting because we're waiting for some backup receivers to step up, because honestly today it wasn't good for these receivers today. You know, for a lot of these receivers it wasn't a good day, but Marcus Michelle, you know, had like 2 catches today. I think he had 2 catches and one for 75 yards, 75-yard touchdown. So you know what, it was a really good day for him. You know, I wish he had more reps, but we have to give reps to a lot of other receivers that we do have. But I was very happy to see that Marcus Michelle, you know, playing outside wide receiver, and, you know, just going down, making a catch, and you know, has pretty good speed after catching the football, too. That's one thing I've noticed about him as well. A guy that's, you know, that's really going to take his chance and run with it, and hopefully he shows more in the coming weeks of preseason. Defensive end, Cherise Miller, that we did draft this year from Penn State. He looked okay. He had 2 tackles in the backfield today. He was getting pressure. I think he had 2 tackles in the backfield, a little bit of pressure today. This is just a science experiment with Cherise Miller right now. Just got to see what he can do in the coming weeks. Nothing promising, but he got some pressure, got some tackles in the backfield. So he didn't have a bad day, didn't have a great day. It's another guy just had an average day, a few pressures, you know, a tackle or 2. So, you know, just can't really say anything just from one game, but, you know, a guy just giving pressure, and, you know, if something happens, I pretty much just say, hey, you know, give him a pass for this year if, you know, it's his first year. So, you know, he's not a first round pick. So I understand the whole thing with that and being a rotational guy for the defensive end position. I love LJ Fort. LJ Fort he gave up 1 touchdown. The second touchdown he gave up was because there was supposed to be a safety behind him, and he missed his read. And that was when the Titans were on the 3-yard line. They threw that little pass into the end zone. LJ Fort is all over the field, man. I see him everywhere. Even special teams, he's everywhere. But in this linebacker core, LJ Fort, man, he's got a lot of range. He's got a lot of range on where he moves on the field. Like, he can make a tackle from one side to the other side of the field. I mean, really cool. He had the black visor on. He was looking great. And I was really excited to see a new face at linebacker and really showing what he's got. I like LJ Fort a lot. I actually do. He really I was like, damn, like, this guy can actually play. You know, I was hoping, you know, he was supposed to be our best coverage linebacker. And you know what? He gave up 1 touchdown, but you know what? It's all about the pieces around him too, because he can't do everything on his own. He's one position, you know, so you can't really put too much on one guy if everyone around has to do their job as well. Love LJ Fort. He was another standout from today, so I loved it. So safety Trey Sullivan was another guy. He played safety, didn't really do too well. He went up to, they actually put Trey Sullivan in the nickel today, which he played horrible. Couldn't cover, couldn't do anything. Guys were getting separation on him. I know Jim Schwartz is cross-training a lot of guys. They're putting Trey Sullivan from safety to nickel, and I just don't see it happening. So Trey Sullivan just had a really, really bad day today. Humphrey, he's got to get off this team. He almost fumbled the ball on a kick return or punt return, whatever the hell that was. His vision's horrible. He can't do anything. I've given up on Donnell Humphrey. Like, Boston Scott had an ankle injury, so that's probably why he didn't play today. So Donnell Humphrey, he's just got to go. He cannot do a damn thing. Okay, that's just it. Josh Adams had an okay day today. He was running the football pretty good, getting 3 to 4 yards a carry. You know, getting some yards here and there, and got swallowed up maybe once or twice, and then he fumbled the ball. Which really sucked. Another problem that Josh Adams has had is holding on to the football, and that's what happened. Fumbled the ball. He has a very big uphill climb today. In this whole, this running back room right now is loaded, and he's just at an uphill battle, and I just see him as a practice squad guy right now. Just because. So left guard Matt Pryor had about 3 penalties today. He was just off. He had a holding call, 2 offsides. I mean, Matt Pryor was a mess today. He had a really good camp last year and had an okay camp today, but Matt Pryor just not doing too well, not doing good. They're cross-training guys, a lot of guys still, so, we just got to keep rolling with, who are the best guys depth-wise for offensive line. So Josh Sweat, the defensive end, he played almost the whole entire game. I don't think he played in the fourth quarter, I'm not sure, but he played more reps than he did the whole entire training camp, literally, and more than what he played last year in 2018 when guys were getting injured. Josh Sweat played a lot of reps. Now, Josh Sweat actually got some pressure this game, a little bit here and there. Okay, no sacks, no nothing, but he got some pressures today. So it's a good sign going forward right now between Daeshon Hall and Josh Sweat. Very good with both of them. They kept Josh Sweat in there. They really want to see what he's got. They want to see how his stamina, make sure he's still running his legs and he's still staying in there strong. It's a lot for him. It's a lot of reps, but Josh Sweat really can't complain because if they're keeping him in the game for that long, that means that they really want him to work out. They want him to be they think that he's got a lot of potential, and so we're just have to see. It's only one game, guys. Only one game, but we need a young defensive end to rise up and really show what he's got. Daeshon Hall and Josh Sweat. Pretty much Daeshon Hall had a monstrous day. Josh Sweat had a pretty good day. Not great, not bad, but hey, it's a lot of guys are like not great, not bad, but they're, we're decent. They got pressures and they did okay. So Josh Sweat did okay today. Had some pressures, didn't, like I said, he hit the quarterback once or twice and, got a little bit of pressure, so not too bad. Nate Sudfeld, he got late hit. He got a late hit. He fell on his hands and he was in an air cast. And now, I don't think it's broken. I don't think his wrist is broken, but I think we just lost our backup QB for a while. His wrist is not broken. I don't think it's broken because if it was broken, he would have been like holding it if it was broken. I think he probably sprained. Maybe it's a hairline fracture. Maybe it's a sprain in his wrist. I don't know, but I really couldn't believe it. The Titans late hit us a million times. Then when Kessler got into the game, he got late hit on the first play of the game. I mean, it was just a nightmare, and I didn't really want to see that. I don't want to lose Nate Sudfeld, but I feel like we're going to lose a lot of time with him right now, which is going to be a conversation later on about him. So him, it is what it is. It sucks. But we're just going to have to move on, see what happens, see what the injury is tomorrow. Hopefully they release something tomorrow, so we'll see when the time comes. First round pick, left tackle Andre Dillard started with the first team today in the preseason game, and he looked absolutely amazing. He didn't give up a sack, nothing. He did really good. He really did. He did really, really good. I have to say, man. He was holding his blocks. His run blocking was pretty good. His pass blocking was excellent. He looks like a bull. He's strong. The announcers couldn't stop giving him attention. And the thing is, they mentioned, we haven't mentioned Andre Dillard this whole game, and that's a good thing because he's doing his job. He's getting mentored by Jason Peters. He's with the best offensive line coach in the whole entire league. So a good job by Andre Dillard, left tackle of the future. I feel very, very good about Andre Dillard moving forward, and very happy that we're going to have depth behind Jason Peters in case he can't finish a full game, or who knows at this point. But hey, as of right now, I'm very confident in Andre Dillard. JJ Arcega-Whiteside looks pretty damn legit. Okay, Nate Sudfeld threw a deep pass to him earlier in the game. I think it was like pretty much the first or second play. And Arcega-Whiteside almost one-handed it, and he brought it to himself, and it hit the ground. But that was nice, just because that's how athletic JJ Arcega-Whiteside is. And then there was and he caught like a first, a little post route, little tiny post route for a first down. Caught another pass. He's got those long arms, those big hands, those long arms. He could just stick those things out there and catch the football so easily, which is great, which is awesome. And then there was one other pass where Nate Sudfeld kind of threw it. Nate just had to throw it to the right. The corner was pretty much right on him, right in his chest. And, it's like a 50-50 ball. You're not going to get them every time. So, JJ Arcega-Whiteside, I mean, I can't wait to see him a lot more. Dallas Goedert had a really good day today. I mean, he had a really good day. He was every catch that was towards his way was the first down, getting a lot of yards. Dallas Goedert looking amazing, looks a lot better. It's a huge mismatch on the field. Just imagine just having all these starters in this offense at once. So that's what the Titans had on us. So I was proud of him today. Miles Sanders had like a few touches, barely. I mean, barely a few touches. He got swallowed up. He got swallowed up at the line twice. I mean, you know, he really didn't have much. He really couldn't even move anywhere with the way this line was playing when he was in. Really couldn't do much. Jordan Howard, same thing, just couldn't do much. So we're all excited for Miles Sanders to come in. He really couldn't even do a move. He couldn't really, as soon as he got the ball, he got swallowed up pretty damn much. Couldn't really do much of anything in this game. So hopefully he gets more snaps because, you know, it sucks not having your starting offensive line in. You're having all these guys that cross-train. Pretty much the second offensive line was in there. So with both of these guys, they didn't get their chances today. And I know both of these guys can play, but we need to see them next week. Other than that, guys, that's it. Pretty much went over almost everything. I think it was a pretty good day. You know, Kessler and Thornton were fucking horrible. I will have a rant on that in another video probably tonight. But I'm glad you guys, you know, watched the game. Nice little recap today, and can't wait for next week against the Jaguars. So I will see you guys later. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Shakes what up. Fly, I'll fly.